Hi, I'm Regina McCann-Hess, President of Forge Wealth Management, and welcome to our Women in Wealth series. I have a new friend with me today. Can you tell us who you are, what you do, and what you like about what you do?
Of course. My name is Brigitte Ayoub. I am a business coach, a meditation facilitator, and I have a certification in integrative nutrition. And I help women, I kind of am a one-stop shop. So I help women minimize burnout, stress, and manage life transitions, which we're going to talk about, and create the business and life that they love, because I don't believe that we should be escaping from life, more so enjoying it and creating a healthy workforce that creates a healthy life force.
Yeah, very good. I mean, you have a lot to offer.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. I'm very humbled to be here with you today.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Well, tell us some of the challenges that you face as a professional woman.
Absolutely. So I think it began when I was looking to leave my corporate job. And before even taking that leap of faith, there was a lot of doubt, or how are we going to make this work from a financial standpoint, but just overall in kind of every area of your life, right? So I think the biggest piece to that puzzle was understanding what that looks like, because we expect that we're just going to make this decision and just kind of take this jump as professional women. So for myself, it was having those conversations with my husband and going, what does this look like for us in the next 6 months, 12 months, 18 months out? An exit strategy, as far as what does that look like from a financial standpoint, and how are we going to make this work? I think entrepreneurship is this a very humbling experience, but sometimes we over glamorize it. And in that process, the universe had humbled my family and I, and we had experienced some of those life-altering challenges along the way, including the loss of my father, going full-time in the business. So it was just a lot of pivotal moments that we've experienced. So I had a lot to offer and realized that I needed to work through in those beginning months of starting a business.
Yeah, and you did have a lot of change in your life.
Yes.
Yes, that's a lot for any time in your life to have that kind of change, but especially when you're new entrepreneur being out there trying to figure your way to success.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I know you've talked to me about your family before.
Right.
How do you? I mean, because you do a lot for your family, and I'm so impressed with that, because
Thank you.
that's how I live my life too. So I love that. Tell me a little bit more about how you balance your family and your work.
Absolutely. So I think first and foremost, I have the background in health coaching and the integrative nutrition, so I have a lot of that holistic experience, and I'm very grateful for that. At times, it's not always easy because I'm human, and I want to give my all, and something that I've worked with clients on, even in business coaching now, is you can't show up for other people until you're showing up for yourself.
Oh, that's cool.
And we just, as women, we have perfectionist tendencies. We, as a society, this isn't just women, but in general, we wear busy like a badge, and we are burning ourselves out.
Yeah.
Part of the reason why I am so passionate about helping people understand how to minimize that. So for me, it's become, and I'm still working on it to this day, reestablishing and creating those strong boundaries. And the most important person that those boundaries are vital for is my own personal boundaries, because again, we want to just go full throttle, but then that is when we are stressing ourselves out, losing sleep, not taking care of our bodies, not nourishing ourselves. And those are uncomfortable situations sometimes. And having to have those conversations with the people around us, that can be very tricky. But I use this, kind of saying with my clients is, there's 3 types of self. There's selfless, which is the one side of the spectrum, selfish, which is the other side, and then there's something called self-attending. And that is the medium, that's the meat, and that's where we want to be. And every day it's about figuring out what that looks like. So for me, strong morning routine, making sure I'm physically intact, nourishing myself well, drinking water, getting sleep, because when the physical space is there, the mental and emotional will carry through.
Wow.
And that takes some time to build.
Wow. That's impressive.
Thank you. So it really comes down to recognizing that you can't show up for other people until you are showing up for yourself. And that sometimes is the hardest space to be in.
Absolutely. Wow. Yeah. That's really impressive. Very impressive.
Thank you.
We've talked a little bit about some of the planning that you've had to do.
Yes.
What part of that has helped you in your own life that you've had to do with your family?
Absolutely. So other than the first piece of entrepreneurship and just creating that plan, you know, my mom and father at the time unfortunately didn't have a lot of those conversations around, you know, the difficult pieces of end of life care. And I think my siblings and I have been very humbled and grateful. You know, obviously we don't want to have seen my mother go through that experience, but it taught us so much, and I'm very blessed. I grew up in a household where I did have strong, you know, family members, and my brother is a financial advisor, so I had that support too. But it created this, you know, strong sense of, okay, learning from this experience with my dad's, you know, loss, and seeing what my mom is trying to do with all the real estate they had and the will and all these things. What can my husband and I do now to take care of that? My brother and I set up a special needs trust fund with my mother to help accommodate some special unique needs that my sister needs. And that has been empowering because we want to address that now. We want to have those conversations now because we started to see what that was like in the past, you know, what was going on with my parents. So the ability to go, okay, we learned from this experience from a family standpoint. Professionally, what am I doing about this for myself and my husband? We learned a lot from there.
Absolutely.
And then how can we help take care of family members and loved ones in the process? So.
That is a huge lesson that you guys learned. It is huge, but
Yeah.
that will take you very far in life. I mean, and I think it goes back to we usually learn more from our mistakes
Correct.
than our accomplishments.
Correct.
Well, with that, I want to thank you for joining me, and thank you for watching us on our Women in Wealth series. If you want to find more about us, you can look for us on Facebook and Twitter at Forge Wealth, and on LinkedIn, I'm there as Regina McCann Hess. Thanks for joining us.